Shambolic's first foal, the Frankel filly, Yearling, was always just a lovely foal. Very strong, very much like the mare, had a great depth of girth, strong shoulder, strong hip, good top line, great walk, which when it comes to the sales is all important, and also fundamentally a really good attitude, which I think her Shambolic's progeny seem to be getting from mum, which is great. We sourced the mare in Tattersalls breeding stock sales in December a few years ago. Craig Bennett and Andreas Jacobs at that time were keen to buy a nice mare in partnership, and then we had to obviously decide on the mating. We always had Frankel as a nice idea for her, but we were a little nervous whether the Frankel would be too big. She's a big, strong mare. But actually she was a lovely foal and she turned into a lovely yearling, hence she made that money, and it's great to see her go on, and you know, she's had a couple of starts. She won a group race nicely the other day, and hopefully she can go on from that. Fundamentally, Newsells is a big stud farm. We have 1,200 acres here, of which 1,000 acres are pastures. So we have lots of space, which means we can have quite a lot of horses here. So we have good numbers. We also have high quality stock, and that gives us an advantage when it comes to producing stock that's good enough to go to Book 1. We were reformed, if you like, in 2000 when the Jacobs family bought the stud, and Klaus Jacobs' mantra was always to develop a commercial stud farm that had good results at the sales, but obviously, most importantly, produced group winners. You get lucky sometimes and you find a nice mare like Yummy Mummy, who produced Legatissimo, or Shastai, who was a mare in a million for us. Literally many millions in terms of sales, and maybe, hopefully, a mare like Shambolic. Sadly, the operation was sold a few years ago, but we were really fortunate to find someone in Graham Smith Burnell who shares enormous enthusiasm for racing and breeding, and he's passionate about it. We have a large number for Book 1. We have, I think, 31 horses at the moment. So it's a nerve-wracking time for us for the last few weeks leading up to the sales. We've got farrier coming into the shoeing, we've got x-rays to see what's going on in the skeleton that we don't maybe know about. We've got the scoping to check their wind, and we've got to get these horses that are like unexploded bombs at the moment because they're full of energy and feeling as brilliant as they can. We're lucky to have someone like Mark Grace, who's our yearling manager, and his team. He's got great attention to detail, Mark, and over the years, even with the numbers that we have, he treats every horse as an individual. They'll have a slightly different feeding regime. They might even have a totally different feeding regime depending on what their needs are, and they'll be worked differently. Some will go out and purely hand walk, some will use the horse walker, some might do some jogging on the horse walkers. We've got two fantastic horse walkers. One is 20-metre diameter, so it's a big walker, and the other is an oval walker, which is 20 by 30 metres. Gives us the options and the facilities to do things differently. That attention to detail, that able to treat each horse individually, hopefully helps us bring every horse to the sale in their optimum condition. Standouts, I suppose, the Frankel, 3 parts brother to Valgeist, our ARC winner of a couple of years ago. He'd be an obvious horse. We've got 3 very nice Dubawi fillies, one out of a sister to Japan and Mogul, who are both dual Group 1 winners for Coolmore. She's a very nice filly. Very nice Dubawi filly out of Luminate, who was a group winner at 2, 3. We've got a Dubawi colt out of Shastai. Quite different to Japan and Mogul because he's by Dubawi, so he's got that strength and that depth like the Dubawis do. He's very typical of Dubawi. We start off quite early with a nice No Nay Never filly out of a mare called Overall that we bought a couple of years ago. This is her first foal, and I think she's very, very attractive. A real Book 1 sort of filly. She's got scope and class and pedigree, obviously, for a filly. An obvious one for clients would be the Kingman out of Without You Babe, the half to Without Parole. We've obviously, the clients, John and Tanya Gunther, have gone a slightly different way. We haven't gone back to Frankel this time, we've gone to Kingman, but Kingman's a great sire. Obviously, he's had 3 Group 1 winners this year, and this is an absolute cracking Kingman, I think.